As you build your worksheets, knowing how Excel will position your content by default and how to change content placement when you need to is important. So let's start with the defaults. Text is left aligned in worksheet cells, and numbers, dates, and times are right aligned. All content, regardless of the type of content it is, will be aligned to the bottom of the cell. You can change that, however, with a series of buttons on the Home tab or by using the Format Cells dialog box. First, let's look at your alignment options for text in the Alignment section of the Home tab. Using the series of column headings, let's look at the effects of the Align Left, Center, and Align Right buttons. I'll stick with Center after demonstrating all three. Applying wrap text makes the row taller for longer headings, and therefore the shorter headings will now look odd at the bottom of their cells. You may also have need to make rows taller for spacing in some of your worksheets, and in that case, the vertical alignment of content within them is important as well. The alternatives to the default, bottom align, are top align and middle align. I'm choosing middle align so that the headings are now centered, both horizontally and vertically. So, the top three buttons are for vertical alignment, and the bottom three are for horizontal alignment. Now, these subheadings in column B need to be indented. To do that, I'll use the Increase Indent button. It's a great way to differentiate your cell content through placement, rather than by bolding or italicizing it, or changing its size. If I go too far or change my mind about indenting the heading, I can use the Decrease Indent button. As you may have learned in our other videos, the Merge and Center button allows you to combine a selected range of cells into a single cell, and I mention it here because it's right there in the Alignment section. I'll merge and center our heading into cells B2 through J2. Less often used is the Orientation button, which allows you to put your headings, or any content, but it's usually headings, on an angle. This can be handy when horizontal space is at a premium and you don't want to wrap your headings. I'll apply it to these headings for demonstration purposes, but I don't find this feature that useful, so I'll undo it right afterward. It offends my design sensibilities, but I have seen it used effectively once or twice, so don't let me discourage you. Enjoy this tool if you find it helpful. The Format Cells dialog box also contains an Alignment tab, which you can use to do the same things we see on the ribbon. There are a few different controls there, though, so let's look at those. First, you can choose your alignment options for horizontal and vertical alignment from drop lists. Note that we also have Justify and Distributed options in both lists, which spread the content out within the cell. Switching to a new worksheet, the horizontal Justify option spreads the content out across the width of the cell, which creates odd gaps. The vertical Distributed option spreads the type out vertically and left aligns it, with no spread across. It works much like wrap text and gives you a better outcome than Justify. Next, you can set your indent with a number, the equivalent to the number of clicks of the Increase Indent button. Reducing the number is like clicking the Decrease Indent button. Wrap text is also found here, as is Merge Cells, but this merge doesn't center. It keeps whatever alignment is in place in the selected range of cells. Note here where the title has already been merged, it's shown as checked in the dialog box. One feature we have here that's unique to the Format Cells dialog box is the Shrink to Fit option, which makes the contents of the cell fit within the cell at the current width and height. If there's a lot of content in the cell, this can result in microscopic content, so use with care. Another option we only have in the Format Cells dialog box is the right to left option for text direction, which determines the direction cell content is written to or read within the cell. On the right side of the Format Cells dialog box, in the Alignment tab, see the Orientation settings. You can click the button to vertically stack cell content or click to move the red dot around the semicircle to put your cell content on an angle. If you have a specific degree of rotation you'd like to set, you can enter that into the Degrees box. While most of the time you're going to stick with the defaults and some of the more basic or traditional choices for aligning your content, there are plenty of options to choose from. So there's a way to achieve just about any placement preference you might have.